Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is To Be Continued, here with another different video. I know I've talked about my faith in some previous videos before, but this is kind of a more focused one on my faith. Because I have titled this, Am I a Confused Protestant? Because I have questions. More particular, not really like I'm questioning my faith, but what type. So, I guess to explain my background, I grew up a Southern Baptist. I still consider myself, my goodness, and speak a Southern Baptist, and so I hold pretty much same beliefs as Southern Baptist. Communion symbolic, baptism symbolic. The sola scriptura, the other solas. I actually forgot. Was it sola fide? There's like others that are not talked about at all. I think we have all collectively forgot about the rest. But I kind of want to talk about some stuff that's maybe Christian Protestantism as a whole. First is kind of how communion is being presented. So back then, before 2020, before COVID, communion used to be presented in like these types of. Actually, this is more presented of the platters. It was silver, but you would be passed around. The grape juice would be in one, the wafers would be in the other. Look how fancy. After 2020, look at this crap. And these like plastic things, so you have to whip the top off. And it just, to me, it seems wrong. Like, legitimately, it feels wrong. I feel like, I don't know if this was just a 2020 COVID thing, but I don't know why, especially my church and other churches are using these plastic communion cups. It just feels, it doesn't feel right. Like, why aren't we going back to, this, or these, platters, if you got Amazon. And I guess I'll get. Except to post some Bible verses. It's like, it does talk, especially, First Corinthians, it talks about whoever eats, drinks, communion in an unworthy manner. It gives instructions how to do it. And it's like, it's a more to communion than symbolic. I'm not a theologian. I don't know that much about deep theology, so if this sounds like me rambling and I come across off as an amateur, then yeah, I am being amateur right now because I don't know that much. But it just seems like there's should be more weight towards communion than what it is right now. And I feel like there has to be something more sacred to communion symbolically. Now, I probably could have done some work, look up like arguments for and against, the symbolism. Because I know there's transubstantiation. Pardon if I can't pronounce that word. Where it's, the bread and wine literally become the body and blood. Then there's, Roman Catholics and Eastern Orthodox believe. You got, I think, the Lutherans and Anglicans, they believe in a spiritual presence in it. I've heard it once. I've heard it called like a different name. It's like, I think it's just substantiation in it, but it's different. then you got symbolically. So it's like three main arguments around the Lord's Supper. And I guess before I get onto my next scene, moving on, this is one passage that did stump me a while back. I think like after Easter. So John 20 verse 23. If you forgive the sins of any, they are forgiven them. If you retain the sins of any, they will be retained. It's kind of stumped. Like, wait, like I think it's mean like you should if someone. I'm not sure. It seems a lot similar to the idea of confession. I could be wrong. It could be, you should, if someone did wrong against you, you should forgive them. If you don't forgive them, then, it's also bad. I'm not sure. Then you got the whole thing with Peter's name change. And I can see it as an argument because, it's when, God does change people's names, it's usually for a big reason. So even when you have Jesus changing, Simon's name to Peter, it should be a big thing. I guess also an argument is like Peter saying that you are the Christ, the Son of the living God, is the rock that Jesus mentions. Or it could have been Peter. I don't know. And we got baptism. There was also an antitype which now saves us baptism. It's in 1 Peter. Colossians does say that you just compare baptism to the circumcision. And so that's also arguments against a more symbolic baptism. I'm not going to talk about infant baptism because I don't know that much about it. Now, I guess my main gripe is kind of making me question his music. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of the modern contemporary Christian music industry at all. I feel like all the songs are the same and it's become, I think, worse. I see art, now most of it is non-denominational, but I see other locations adopting these big LED screens, jumping up and down, and it's just, that doesn't seem like worship to me. It really doesn't. Like, to me, worship should be, reverent. And I do perform more of the traditional hymns, especially you can find, a hymnal, like a good old Baptist hymnal. But I could probably make a full 1 hour video about why the song Reckless Love is bad. I just say short answer, I don't think we should be calling God's love reckless. It's totally wrong. Because God's love is deliberate. He sent his son down to die on the cross for our sins, and to call it reckless is just awful messaging, awful theology. And I always hate it when it's like, I hear it, it's like, I'm not going to sing along with it because I don't believe it's a right message. But I don't know. I guess I'll just have to do more research and see really, look at all the arguments out there. Maybe it was a good argument for Protestantism that is so good that it finishes the deal. But I don't know. It's strange. But anyway, I'm sorry this is a weird video, and hope you all enjoyed it. It's me ranting. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.